Welcome. This is John from the John Tabner's Weekly Print News Podcast. In this podcast I try to cover all the latest print industry related news from top news sources. Today is December 5, 2020 and this is the news of last week. First, FESPA pushes back Mexico. Source, printweek.com. FESPA has pushed back its Mexico event from September to November due to the disruption caused by COVID-19, but confirmed its Global Print Expo is still set to take place in Madrid in early October. FESPA Mexico 2020 had been due to take place on 24-26 September at Centro City Banamex in Mexico City, but has been moved back to 26-28 November at the same venue instead. The organizer said the decision followed discussions with exhibitors and the venue. We have been working closely with our local team in Mexico to monitor the situation throughout the COVID-19 outbreak, as we have with our other international exhibitions, said FESPA Chief Executive Neil Felton. The decision to reschedule is in the best interest of the health and well-being of all our partners, exhibitors and visitors. The Latin American event had originally been scheduled to take place just over a week before the rescheduled FESPA Global Expo in Madrid, which was moved from 24 to 27 March to 6 October 8, 2020. As the two events serve different markets, the postponement of FESPA Mexico to November has no bearing on our plans for FESPA Global Print Expo, which is still scheduled to take place on 6-8 October, said Felton. Like all event businesses, we will continue to monitor the evolving situation closely and on an ongoing basis. Separately, according to an article on exhibitionnews.uk, Germany has reclassified exhibitions as an activity that is now possible to take place, whereas previously they had been listed as mass gatherings and had been banned until at least August. Now for the next news. Source, printweek.com. Industry figures have given the Prime Minister's latest statement a lukewarm reception, with the hope of greater clarity from the policy document due to be released later today. Boris Johnson addressed the nation last night, and unveiled new #Stay Alert messaging, see tweet below, already the subject of much criticism online, around the government response to the virus crisis. However, his address raised many questions, particularly in regard to people returning to work. Johnson stated, "We now need to stress that anyone who can't work from home, for instance those in construction or manufacturing, should be actively encouraged to go to work. And we want it to be safe for you to get to work. So you should avoid public transport if at all possible, because we must and will maintain social distancing, and capacity will therefore be limited. So work from home if you can, but you should go to work if you can't work from home. And to ensure you are safe at work, we have been working to establish new guidance for employers to make workplaces COVID secure." PIF Chief Executive Charles Gerald described the speech as a bit of an anticlimax, and said much more detail was required. "We need to see what they say in the detailed guidance to be published today," he said. "Personally, what I think would help is if the government were clear on what they are trying to achieve. Are they trying to eliminate the virus, or manage the infection rate?" Speaking on Radio 4's Today program this morning, Unite the Union leader Len McCluskey said, "Why didn't we wait till we've seen the 50-page document in the guidelines before there was any indication about going back to work? Millions of people this morning will be completely dumbfounded." He added, "We have a standing army of tens of thousands of experienced health and safety reps who can play a key role. I was looking for the government to say it will use them to ensure COVID-secure workplaces are just that, and it's unbelievable they haven't." Print bosses are also awaiting more clarity. Graphinia Chief Executive Peter Gunning said, "I was fascinated by the psychology of changing the color scheme from red to green, subliminally signaling stop to go. But overall, it was a confusing message. I mean, he talked about hospitality possibly reopening from July, but the graphic was a takeaway drink cup, and takeaways are already allowed to trade. Our clients aren't clear on what they need to do and are worried of falling foul of guidelines. We've been working on some common sense ideas our NetlandPrinting.com partners can use to help clients navigate, but more explicit guidance would be welcome." Ben Moss, joint CEO of Jupiter Visual Communications, commented, "My take on the speech is the country is split in two camps which mirrors employees in our sector. One half just want to get back to work, and last night's speech was a green light, but the problem is that the majority are furloughed, with companies grappling with the best way to bring them back while working out what redundancies they are planning for, and I would expect a 25% level of job losses from July onwards. The other half of employees have been frightened so much that they would rather sit at home on furlough until they are instructed that the world is safe now." The government continues to mix the message, and right now the print sector along with the whole business community needs decisive, clear instructions so planning for the recovery can take place. Lastly, turning digital into long-lasting memories. A company which celebrates the traditional medium of print by utilizing the ever-expanding platform of social media, has added a new feature to its offering. Source: printmonthly.com. Through the TouchNote app, users can create physical long-lasting messages, cards and postcards in the style of Instagram stories, which disappear at the end of each day. With the addition of text stickers, Instagram users spend long amounts of time curating their stories, combining images with text and graphics and emojis. The new addition to TouchNote allows users to do just this, but in the form of something they can keep and treasure. TouchNote describes itself as a creative platform for personal communication reinvented for the digital era. As far as we are aware, this is the first Instagram Stories style functionality that is designed for physical output, bringing social engagement into the real world. According to the firm, the real-world artwork is proving a big hit with existing customers and is also attracting new users to the app who want to preserve their creative works of art. Jesse Boyce, creative director of the firm, comments, "People put a lot of effort into their Instagram stories, taking time to write, design, size, color, position and angle text over their photos and videos, only for them to disappear 24 hours later. As far as we are aware, this is the first Instagram Stories style functionality that is designed for physical output, bringing social engagement into the real world. So now all that effort you put into your Instagram stories can last years rather than days, and you can send them directly to someone you care about to treasure on their fridge or mantelpiece. Memories are kept to be cherished rather than just being swiped past and forgotten about." And this is all for this week, and I will come back next week with more latest update about the printing industry and current situation. Thank you. Goodbye for now.